Acid Splash, conjuration spell where you hurl a bubble of acid at people, damage will increase as you level, and so will the screams of your enemies. Blade Ward, for 1 round, you gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. Honestly, not great, usually better just to attack, but useful against monsters with multi-attack. Booming Blade, tell your enemies to stay put. As part of this spell attack, you use a weapon. If the attack succeeds, the creature takes 1d8 thunder damage if it moves. But don't get cocky, this doesn't work with extra attacks since it's technically a cantrip. Chill Touch, choke people with a skelly welly hand. Summon a skeletal hand to strangle the life out of any creature within 120 feet while also disabling their healing. Control Flames, you fucking control flames! Create Bonfire, make a single tile on the mat really hot. The spell forms a bonfire that can be placed that deals damage to enemies who are inside it when the spell begins. Dancing Lights, create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range that can help you see shit. Turn those 4 lights into a glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size if you're fucking weird. Druidcraft, you're a druid, you can make plants grow, turn off fire, do whatever, nature shit. Eldritch Blast, you're a warlock, you shoot a beam of energy, demon shit. Encode Thoughts, turn a memory idea or message into a string. Anybody who holds that string can read that memory idea or message. Firebolt, you throw a thing of fire at people. It does 1d10 fire damage. A flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. Friends, a spell you probably need most of all. For the duration, you have advantage on charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. Frostbite, you cause a numbing frost to form on one creature you can see within range. The target takes 1d6 cold damage if it fails a constitution saving throw. Green Flame Blade, brandish your weapon and make a melee fire attack against a creature within 5 feet of you. If there's another creature within 5 feet of the target you attack, then you can cause the fire to jump to the other creature to get more of that sweet damage off. Guidance, this spell is fucking awesome. You touch one willing creature before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the ability check of its choice. Gust, you're Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender except a shittier version. Infestation, you cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily at a creature you can see within range. Target takes 1d6 poison damage if they don't succeed a constitution saving throw. Light, any object you touch that isn't bigger than 10 feet in dimension will become a fucking flashlight. Lightning Lure, create a lightning lasso that you can use to pull a creature 10 feet in a straight line towards you if they fail a strength saving throw. They take 1d8 lightning damage if they're within 5 feet of you. Mage Hand, create a spectral hand that can do anything a hand can do. Open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, pour out the contents of a vial, or even set off traps. Magic Stone, if you ever want to have a slingshot or be a fucking 5-year-old kid throwing stones at people, then you touch 3 pebbles and you imbue them with magic. They do bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Mending, this spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin, as long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in any dimension. Message, you point your finger towards a creature within range and you whisper a message. The target and only that target hears the message and can reply with a whisper that only you can hear. Mind Silver, you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. Damn, this doesn't do a lot of damage and it's so fucking metal, it's awesome. Minor Illusion, you create a sound or image of an object within range that lasts for 1 minute, fits in a 5-foot cube, and the illusion will also end if you dismiss it as an action or you cast this spell again. Mold Earth, another Avatar reference. Poison Spray, you extend your hand towards a creature you can see within range and you release a puff of noxious gas from your palm. Target takes 1d12 poison damage as they fail a constitution saving throw. Prestidigitation, this spell says it only creates minor magical tricks that novice spellcasters use for practice, but that shit. This thing is a reality bending spell. It's like Thanos with the reality stone. They won't tell you this, but this thing is overpowered as hell. You can fucking do anything you want with this spell. It's like if you politely asked a player, hey man, you want to sit behind the DM chair because you have Prestidigitation, you fucking wizard bullshit. Primal Savagery, you channel your primal magic to cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver corrosive attacks. Make a melee spell attack. Target takes 1d10 acid damage. After you make the attack, your teeth and fingernails will return to normal. Produce Flame, a flickering flame appears in your hand. You can use it as a light or a ranged spell attack that does 1d8 fire damage. Ray of Frost, a frigid beam of blue light streaks towards a creature you can see within range. On a hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Resistance, you touch one willing creature. Before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add to the number rolled on one saving throw of its choice. Sacred Flame, a flame-like radiance descends on a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Sapping Sting, you sap the vitality out of one creature you can see within range. The target must succeed a constitution saving throw or take 1d4 necrotic damage and fall prone. Shape Water, final Avatar reference. Shillelagh, the wood of a club or quarterstaff that you're holding is imbued with nature's power. For the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of your strength for the attack and damage rolls of melee attacks using that weapon. The weapon's damage die becomes a d8. The weapon also becomes magical. Shocking Grasp, lightning springs from your hand to deliver a shock to a creature you try and touch. You have advantage if the target is wearing armor made of metal. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 lightning damage and can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. Spare of the Dying, you touch a living creature that has 0 hit points and you make them not gonna die anymore. In other words, they become stable. They don't have to make death saving throws anymore, but they're still at 0 hit points. Sword Burst.
行くぞ、英雄王。武器の貯蔵は十分か。
You create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All other creatures within 5 feet of you must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. Thaumaturgy. If you want to troll people, then this is the one to take. Your voice booms up to 3 times as loud to cause flames to flicker, harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute, and alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. Thorn Whip. I don't feel like I knew to explain this one, but I will anyway. You create a long, vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command towards a creature within range. If it hits, the creature takes 1d6 piercing damage. If the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up 10 feet closer to you. Thunderclap. You create a burst of tremendous sound, which can be heard 100 feet away. Each creature other than you within 5 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 1d6 thunder damage. Toll of the Dead. You point at one creature you can see within range. The sound of bells fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage. True Strike. Oh no, I'm not going over this one. Jesus, okay, fine. Okay, you point at a creature you can see within range. A magic grants a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided the spell hasn't ended. It's concentration, so if you get hit, you could drop this spell, and then it just doesn't matter anymore. When you could just attack twice in your last turn and have a better chance. This spell sucks. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna complain about this because I'm not being quirky and new by complaining about this spell. Okay, just know if any of you take True Strike, automatic F. Vicious Mockery. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it does not need to understand you, it must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Word of Radiance. You utter a divine word and burning radiance erupts from you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage. And as of D&D 5e, these are all the cantrips that are available to you with the exception of Unearthed Arcana. Thank you for tuning into class today. Fuck all of you. I'm going to the bar. Class dismissed.